So I'm having a conversation with a gentleman, okay, in this comment section about how basically the numbers of men that women want, that like all the women want, which is like high earners, well-rounded, emotionally intelligent, etc., right? Good fathers and good husbands, okay, is lower than the amount of available women, okay? And basically he's saying how women's expectations do not meet reality. So what I gathered from the conversation, and I have seen this conversation a few times, is that men are trying to convince women to date the remainder, right? So basically the point is y'all all aren't going to get this cream of the crop men. So you have to settle for the ones that are beneath that. So essentially it is telling women to settle for failures. Like, I'm neurodivergent, so y'all know I kick my shit straight the fuck up. Instead of going to become a high achiever and increasing their percentage of men that earn six figures, men that are financially stable, men that are well educated, men that are emotionally intelligent, that are good fathers and good husbands, instead of increasing that percentage, okay, you would rather convince women to date a failure to launch, to form a family with a failure to launch. And then what gets me about that whole thing is once it ends up being a failure to launch and she's a single mom, after listening to you bozos, okay, you then make her the problem and tell her to choose better after you all convinced and manipulated her into choosing an ain't shit motherfucker from the jump. And I don't know if y'all have seen that trend with women talking about they look really great. They look amazing. They're super beautiful, super cute. And they're talking about how I was considering going and dating and getting in a relationship again. And then I remember how the last one had me looking. That's what dating failures makes you look like. Okay? That's what trying to make it work with a failure to launch man makes you look like. Like that's your future when you decide to do that. So imagine, okay, going through that and looking like that for a dude who really ain't had shit. Or a dude who really can't do shit for you or your baby if you should have one. Does that seem smart? Does that seem logical? But the most logical creatures, right, which is males, okay, seem to not grasp this concept of how there is no payoff, there is no bright spot for a woman settling for a failure to launch man. Okay? Stop making arguments and excuses to justify why this makes sense and go make your life a better fucking place. And I stand on that. Good day.